everyone to the Chasta and Huey podcast. It's like hanging out with your childhood buddies at a dive bar having a beer together. Throw your headphones. Or better yet, they're like a security blanket. Maybe a little itchy, but still warm and cozy. It's time for the show. Here's Chasta and Huey. Cheers.
Cheers. I realized on social media, I need to back up from the camera a little bit because those social media clips, it's like my nose, my eyeball. I need to sit back just a little bit. Yeah, it's a little too close for comfort. How we doing, Brother Huey? It was a fun weekend, action-packed weekend.
It was very action-packed. Side note, sorry, I should have said this, or I just noticed your microphone. It might be your AirPods.
Let me see. We'll do a real-time audio check.
We've been busy this morning.
Let's see. Hold on. Yes, hold on one second.
I can't hear you yet. 1 second, people. Sorry. This is what happens. We broadcast from home and, there's so many factors and issues that go on, things happen in real time, We're not only trying to be on it. There we go.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah,
Did you
much
see
better.
that? I had to take out the cord and just blow in it. It's like
Engineer.
a Nintendo from the 80s and 90s.
There we go. Much better. Much better. Okay.
What are you gonna do? It is what it is. Yes. And we're back.
Ta-da.
I didn't hear anything you said earlier.
I was just killing time.
That out my everything. Okay, good. I was gonna say.
I was trying to stall, do my best. Hey, I don't freak out when there's like an issue.
And nobody cares.
No, yes.
Nobody cares.
No, not at all.
They don't care what's happening for us.
I need to work on I thought about that because if I was ever the front man of the band, I would need to have like an arrangement of like one-liner jokes or something in my back pocket, ready to go, just to kill time.
Just to fill time. Yeah. But that's where radio comes in handy because you've got 20 years of that experience where it's just like you just have to roll with the punches. Live radio will train you for that.
Totally.
Which is really important on live shows.
Absolutely. So, no, I was going to say, yes, action-packed week last week for you and I. And yes, we're still recovering. I'm sore still. My body's sore. My legs are sore. Everything. It was a busy weekend for you and I.
It was. Quickly, I see your shirt. Here, show your shirt on. We're on YouTube. Bad Omens shirt. You got the merch. Looking good. Very, very good. Now, was it the official merch or is that the parking lot merch?
Oh, it's official merch. Oh, yeah, so. Totally.
Yeah.
I was not going to buy
a lot of parking lot guys out there.
A lot of them. And then eventually, because I was standing in my car waiting for traffic to die down, and they were eventually $5. I'm like, I'm not going to buy a $5 ugly ass shirt. It doesn't look real.
And wash it once, it'll just wash right off.
I know. Did I ever tell you that? I forever stopped buying parking lot shirts. I had a terrible experience at the Concord Pavilion. So my brother and I, Tommy and I, went to go see Slayer. And we were, there people were buying shirts and stuff, selling shirts outside. I was like, oh, I want to get one. And this guy had a big bag. And then I was like, I think I said probably at the time, like 2X, you got a 2X shirt for me. And the guy gave it to me and I gave him the money. I started walking. And then I opened the shirt, and this is just me, naive in my 20s. I should have known better. I looked at the size. It was like a medium. And I was like, what the fuck? I'm not going to fit this. So I go back to the guy and I said, hey, you gave me the wrong size. Can I get a 2X? He's like, I don't have it. I was like, well, what am I supposed to do? Give my money back. He's like, no, do some meth, get skinny. And I was like, what the fuck? Fuck you.
Are you serious?
I swear to God, he said, do meth, do meth. I was like, oh my God, fuck you.
Meth. Wow. Yeah. That's outrageous. Well, okay, good to know. Then that's the reasoning for never doing that.
I still have the shirt somewhere down there, and I keep it now just as a joke or as a reminder, don't ever buy parking lot shirts again. And I still see the guy from time to time.
Do you really?
Oh, yeah. If you and I ever at a concert and I see him, I'm going to point him out to you. I'm like, that's the guy.
That's the meth guy.
Short little white guy, long straggly hair. Yes. If I ever see him again, I've seen him for many years off and on at various points around.
He doesn't understand the kind of memory you have either.
Oh, totally.
You have a memory like a lockbox.
I still have it. Totally remember. I know who he is. If I see him, I'm like, that's the guy. Wow. And I think I'll see him and I feel like just taking his bag and running off with it or something screw you, you're not making no money tonight or something.
Man, he's got some balls to talk at you. I mean, maybe he just knew you were actually a softie. You're a mountain of a man, but you're,
But that was in my 20s.
Sweet as they come.
Yeah, I have to look at it. Whenever Slayer played Concord Pavilion long time ago, I mean, it's probably at least 15 something years ago. But yes, I totally remember that guy. I still have the shirt. Yeah.
What a dick. What a dick.
Yeah.
Okay, we have to go back further though. So let's like actually back it up just a little bit because you had yet another I can't necessarily say it's a Green Day experience. It's a partial Green Day experience with the Cover-Up show, the surprise show.
Yeah, so for anyone in the Bay Area, I think everyone knows by now what happened. So Wednesday, the Coverups, which is Billie Joe Armstrong from Green Day, it's his covers band. They had a pop-up show at the Cornerstone in Berkeley, super last minute. And from what I've heard directly from Billie Joe, they were going to rehearse, I guess, that day. But instead, Billie Joe's like, why don't we just play a show? So they were trying to figure out where to play. And then Jason White, who's also the touring Green Day guitarist, they were trying to think of venues. And he's like, how about the Cornerstone? I know Scary Gary. And you and I, we know Scary Gary.
Way back.
Way back. Long time listener of the Bone, just friend of the station. So they called Scary Gary, who put them in touch with the owner. And they got the ball rolling and then announced, I think like at 3:10, 3:15, like, hey, we're playing tonight. And tickets went on sale and they sold out in like about a little over an hour or so. Sold out. And yeah, they played that night. So I went over there. My brother and I made the last minute trip over there. So shout out Scary Gary for giving me the heads up and went out there. And it was just a fun night. It was awesome. They played for about almost 2 hours. We got a bunch of clips on social media, on the Bone Social, my social, at BabyQ83. But yeah, no, it was just a lot of fun. And so I had a wristband that was like an all access wristband. And I went backstage after the show. One, I wanted to find Scary Gary because I was in the pit the whole time. I was like, you know what? A small show like this, I just want to jump around, sing along, and just have fun with Billie Joe and stuff. So I was in the pit the whole time. It was awesome. It was worth it. And so that's why a lot of the videos are just shaking because like people are bouncing off me. And one dude, this little guy, kept pushing me in the back. And then what happens when you push me? I'm 6'4". I fall forward and I push all these other people in front of me who are just standing there trying to watch the show. So I feel bad, this domino effect. Like you push me, I fall, and then like I push all these other people, and he kept doing it, and then I finally grabbed the guy. I don't know anyone filmed this.
Is that the guy that I saw you fling? I saw somebody. No. Okay, I saw you literally like somebody.
I grabbed the guy and I spun him around, and I started pointing in his face. I said, "Chill out." Like I said, "Chill out, dude. Chill out. Stop it. Quit hitting me in the fucking back. Like chill out." And he's like, "Okay." And then like him and I think it was his brother, were still trying to bounce around. I finally put my elbow out. And then later on, he came up to me. He's like, hey, man, I just want to apologize. Sorry, I didn't know who you were. I realized who you were. And I was funny. Okay.
But it shouldn't matter who you are. Like,
that's
nice
matter.
And all, but it shouldn't matter. You shouldn't be pushing people around like that. That's
funny. No, so that's my thing. So I was like almost like a parent to a little kid with the finger in the face. It's like, chill out.
Yeah.
And I told him afterwards, after the concert, I was like, yeah, dude, you don't realize I have a bad back, but when you push me, I'm then pushing over all these shorter, younger, smaller people, and then they're getting knocked over. You create this domino effect. Like I had to explain basic physics to this guy and like understand and common sense. And it's like, listen, I get it. You want to have a circle pit, you want to jump up around, but like quit pushing people on the outside of the pit. Push people in the pit.
Rules, there's certain rules
common sense.
They didn't have to be explained. Used to, those were just unwritten rules. But now it seems like the etiquette is gone. Like somebody has not taught these kids. Holy shit, I sound old.
I know. But anyway, so
Stephen Kirk in the comments. Just to be clear, I love you, Stephen. Just to be clear, the little guy that Huey barked at wasn't me.
No.
Oh, Stephen, that's pretty funny. I'm so glad you joined us. This is great.
Oh my God. No, but like I said, it was just funny. Like I said, to put this kid in his place, and he apologized, kept shaking my hand. Like it's weird. Like, they keep shaking your hand multiple times. Okay, I got it. You apologize. Let's move on. Move on. Mm-hmm. But just, dude, realize I'm the big dude. You push me, then I push, and I fall into all these smaller people, and I feel bad. I might be hurting someone. So like, cut it out. Yeah. Anyway, so after the show, I go backstage and say hi to everyone. Bill Schneider, who's the bass player, Chris Dugan, who's on drums. Jason was talking to a bunch of people. And Billy was talking to other people. To give Billie Joe credit, he was talking to everyone, making time for everyone. Shout out my boy, Bobby Martinez, who was the DJ beforehand. Caught up with him. So then after everyone was leaving, Billie Joe was there, and I just went up to him, gave him a big hug, goes, "Hey, what's going on?" And he's like, "Hey," and we were just talking, so we just caught up on a lot of stuff, and like I'll save all the details because there was a lot of stuff between him and I. But we talked about his son Jacob and his new band, The Death Chat, and how we played on Bone Breakers, and he explained to me that's just a side project band. Ultra Q's still the main band. And he's producing for Chris Cornell's daughter now. So that's really cool. So Jacob Armstrong's getting into like producing stuff. That's really cool. And he told me that he produced the whole Hero song that him and Billy did together. Anyway, we were just talking, and I said, "Oh, you got a lot. What do you got going on next?" He said, "Oh, it's a lot of downtime right now." I was like, "Oh, okay, cool." And then the highlight was he said, "I still want to do that interview with you." And I was like, what? Mind blown. Like the fact that he brought it up. I didn't say anything. I didn't ask it. He said, "I still want to do that interview with you." And I was like, what? Okay, let's do it. So
whips out a recorder. Bam. Microphone.
Right now. I should have done like a quick selfie video and be like, "All right, here's the on record. He said he wants to do it."
He said, that would have been funny.
But Tommy, my brother Tommy was with me. He was my witness. He saw it. But yeah, so that was very cool. So now I'm like, when do we want to do this? We didn't get in specifics. Like, no, I don't want to bug him for that. But I know they do have a movie coming out at some point this year. So maybe tie it into that. I think that would be kind of cool. Get press for that, like promote the movie. We could do a deep dive on everything. That's the thing, is like, and then I start thinking, what questions do I want to ask him? Like, there's so many random like questions as a fan I would want to know the answer to, but it's, kind of piece all together. Yeah. Oh yeah. I have so many random questions of like his guitar blue and just, the Gilman days, like so many random things. So if anyone wants to start leaving comments down below on this video of what questions you ask Billie Joe, just to get the ball rolling. So, but the other thing too, he said, we're standing there and like, I'm trying to ask different questions in this moment. I wasn't trying to ask like things that like, people would probably ask him all the time. I was trying to think of things that would make this one-on-one conversation unique. So that's why I started asking a lot of stuff about Jacob Armstrong. So he was like in full pro oh my God, now I'm
proud dad.
Proud dad mode. He went to proud dad mode. His eyes lit up and just talking about Jacob and everything he's doing. So that made for a really good conversation.
That's always going to be a win for a parent. They'll always happy to talk about the kids. And
of course, I thanked him for, the shout out from that private show Super Bowl week and just how made me look good with corporate and just how much. And I re-explained to him how much that meant to me as far as, the BS you and I dealt with behind the scenes and just the fact I got validation for him. He acknowledged all the hard work we do at this radio station to keep rock alive in the Bay Area, all that stuff, how much it meant coming from him. And he said, "Thanks, man." So then like we're kind of coming towards the end. And then I said, "Yeah, so if you have a lot of downtime, if you want to hang out sometime, I would love to." I just blurted that out. Like I wasn't even thinking. Like my mind was like, okay, I know we got to kind of wrap up this conversation.
Oh my God.
His buddies and bandmates are like waiting for him and like they're being patient standing there.
It was clear it was the end.
I could tell it's like they're trying to wrap up. Everyone's trying, equipment is being moved from the stage to outside.
Right.
And they kept opening the side door and you see a line of kids outside waiting to see Billy. I could just tell it's like, okay, plus it was getting late. I need to get home. I need to get to bed for work and stuff.
Yeah.
But so I'm like, how do I wrap up this conversation? But yeah, I just blurted out, "Yeah, if you ever want to hang out sometime, that'd be awesome."
What did he say?
He's like, "Oh yeah, okay." So he's just like, "All right." I'm like, "Okay." And then I just felt like the kid in high school shooting your shot with the prom girl.
Oh my God. Was it awkward or did it like work?
No, I mean,
felt cool about it. You were
I felt like
the balls.
Like I said, like my mind was just like, it just blurred out. And then afterwards I was immediately like, "Oh my God, should I have said that? What did I just say? Like, did that sound weird or come off weird?" And I was like, "Oh no." And hopefully he thinks that's weird that I
no,
said
I'm
that.
laughing because it is funny, but given all the years, all the moments of like, getting to see, chat with, get to know all the members of Green Day, it's not unreasonable that you might go for dinner or a drink or something at some point.
Yeah.
Like none of that's not an unreasonable thought. It's just funny that you went for it.
I mean, let's meet up, have some Punk Bunny coffee or something.
There you go. You should have
just
asked him to endorse you, for God's sakes, because at this point,
well,
there needs to be an endorsement exchange.
Well, you talked to Anna Armstrong on the weekend as well, and they
so
see the
sweet, yeah,
she's awesome. But you saw they've been seeing the clips we've been posting and stuff, so they know everything we've been talking about. They know Green Day should sponsor us or Punk Bunny coffee, but yeah, the thing is, because like that's my main thing I want to stress is like I am super thankful for everything the Armstrong family. Billy's immediate family, but obviously his extended family, his brothers and sisters, they're all big radio listeners and just great people. And I've been super appreciative of over the years, everything they've done for me, either tickets or give me the heads up on a show coming up or inviting me to somewhere. I appreciate all of that. I'm super grateful. And that's my main thing is like, I want them to know that I don't ever want them to feel like I'm using them for that stuff. I just want to be their friend. Like, I just want to be a friend of the Armstrong family. And, they're all good people. I love hanging out, like you said, Anna Armstrong or Dave Armstrong or any of the family members or their friends, like extended friends and stuff. I just love hanging out with them. And I don't ever want them to think I'm just using them for that stuff. I just want to be cool with them. So that's why I said with Billy, like, I just want to hang out with you and just become a cool friend with you and just get to know you more and just all that stuff. That's all I ever want.
Yeah, it is an interesting moment when you do become friends with somebody that you have looked up to all these years, right? Because you don't want it to be weird, but sometimes these natural relationships happen. Like, I'll just bring up an easy one off the top of my head would be Matt Pinfield. You and I grew up watching Matt on MTV. Now we know and love him like a brother. We've worked with him and known him for a really long time. And like, I could call him right now. He would do anything for you. He's one of the best people I know. But there is a shift where you go, oh, it's weird. Like, I got all of my knowledge about music as a kid from this guy. And now he's a dear friend. It's an interesting. Yeah, it's an interesting shift.
How to make that evolution to that point. How you get there. So anyway, Billy, if you do see this, let's hang out at some point. You got some downtime. I know he's got other stuff going on, but if there's ever any free moment, like break away and get coffee somewhere or just chill out. I mean, something private. Yeah, like I know people probably will go up to him, bug him if we were out somewhere public like that or somewhere low key.
I have to say too, like this is kind of a sidebar thought, but I'm just like thinking out loud. By the way, I'm also extremely nauseous for some reason and very tired. I don't know what's going on with me. So if I run out of here, it's because I went to go puke. So just a little FYI.
Okay.
But sidebar, when it comes to being a celebrity, so whenever I was in LA, I was a personal assistant and I knew a lot of celebrities from that vantage point, right? Because I was an assistant. So I was like in that world. And I did recognize that a lot of them didn't have a ton of close friends simply because they didn't seem to know who they could trust.
True. Okay. I totally get that.
And I'm not saying this is the case for Billie Joe at all. I'm just wondering, I'm observing and asking the question is like, it would make sense for somebody like you to come into his life. That is a very natural progression of this relationship because you have been around for a long time. You're a noted person in media. You can be trusted. You're not in it for anything other than just like, hey, like, you're a cool guy and I love your music. And that's that.
Yeah.
It would be a hard, like, I know people are like, oh yes, being a celebrity is so tough. And I don't mean that. That's like what a first world problem, but it would be hard to know who's real, who could be trusted, who's in it for the right reasons. That's my point.
Absolutely. Yeah. Like, and that's my main thing. I just rather just talk to him and like, get to know him more as a person. Like I know I've been around him where I see he kind of has like that wall, like when there's thousands of people coming at you. And I'm sure
he has to. Yeah.
Has to. Absolutely. Right. But like, I will say this was probably the best one-on-one conversation we ever had up until this point. I just felt like he was in the most present and like looking at me in the eyes and like just the back and forth we were having. It was a great conversation. So thank you, Billy, for just making the time, talking to me. I really appreciate it. And I just hope to have more cool conversations like that with him. And I just, like I said, I super thankful for everything, for everyone involved that night to make that just a fun, magical night. You know, it's been crazy busy with a lot of stuff lately. The outside world is crazy right now. So just having that musical distraction for the night was truly awesome.
That's great. I love that. Relva's on with us, Chris Relva. Bill and Relva knows the Armstrong family well. Billy has way more awkward requests from people he doesn't even know. That's exactly my point. Your Bay Area family, that is both of you. Oh, that's very sweet, Relva. We love you so much.
Thank you, Chris.
Yeah, and he's right. I'm sure he gets a lot of requests like that. And so you do have to have those walls up because they're needed a lot of times. Yeah. That's understandable.
Absolutely. So
I'm glad you had that moment. So let's schedule that interview. Let's freaking do it. Nobody's going to do a better bit. No one will ask better questions, more thoughtful questions, and be more present in that moment with him than you would. So it's going to be awesome.
I have like so many random things too. I'm sorry, not to go on a tangent. Fun. Yeah. So I maybe I should start a document and just start typing my thoughts, and then just over time it can like.
Oh, definitely do that. Yeah. I mean, I have my bucket list of people I want to interview on my phone, and I just add to it, all the time.
I was just going to say, have you in the last few days updated that bucket list and checked off Paul Janeway from St. Paul and the Broken Bones?
Dude, is that out yet? I haven't even checked.
I don't know. I don't know.
We'll have to look. Okay, so here's a little backstory. Speaking of bucket list interviews, so Paul Janeway, aka St. Paul and the Broken Bones, my favorite band. Anyone who knows me well knows that I absolutely adore this band. They've been my favorite for about 10 years or so. I've seen them so many times. I've always wanted to interview him. He's not a super in the public eye kind of person. He keeps his private life kind of private. He doesn't do a lot of interviews, but we had an in with a dear friend in his management camp. And I was like, I just threw it out there. Like you say, you got to shoot your shot. Right. Yeah. And so they're coming to the Warfield on Wednesday. So I just texted and I was like, hey, any chance he'd like to do an interview? And he did. We did it on Friday. Yeah. And I joked with you when I saw you Friday night. I fully blacked out. Like, I only remember parts of that interview. It wasn't even that I was nervous. I was just so excited. It was like this moment finally happening for me. Like it will be for you when you have your Billie Joe moment.
It was great. Like partly, like I felt like I shouldn't have been there. Like that should have been one-on-one with you. But the silver lining of my presence there, we bonded on some stuff that I think will help us even become more close friends with Paul, specifically the wrestling connection. He had a wrestling shirt on during the interview. We talked some wrestling stuff in the podcast or in the interview, but then off air, we talked some more wrestling stuff. And so I think, I might be able to,
that was cute.
Yeah, I might be able to help him accomplish some more wrestling stuff that he wants to do with the contacts I have. And so, and then he said, like, I owe you if you can. And so, we'll see what happens. But yeah, as of right now on this live stream, the interview's not out yet. But if you're watching this later, check the Bones YouTube to see if it's out there. But it was so much fun.
I kind of want to watch it back to find out what I said, but I also kind of don't because I'm like, what if I was an idiot? I don't remember. He was wonderful. I remember that. He was great.
We got deep on some stuff, which I do admire that but then like it got really lighthearted towards the end, talking the wrestling stuff. And so I think we covered kind of like the full spectrum in that window of time that we were allowed to make it
double that time.
But yeah, then after that, we had to rush over to Oakland. Real quick, I just want to ask your thoughts on, we went to Oakland Arena. We saw Bad Omens with Beartooth and President. Yes. Your thoughts on Bad Omens, because that was technically my second time seeing them live. I mean, I guess you want to count third. Yeah. They were at Aftershock 1 year earlier in the day, but they were playing while we were doing interviews, so we didn't really get to watch them. But this is your time to sit down and watch them as well.
I think it's safe to say, too, now that they're a fully formed thought, you know what I mean, of a band. Like every piece of what they're doing is extremely thought out. It is an immersive story. You are in a storyline. You are a part of an experience. With what's happening, it's like kind of Tool-esque, just in that realm of like what's happening on the screens is part of what's happening on stage, and lyrically what's happening. And Noah's just a vibe in general, like he's just a whole vibe. And what I will say too, I thought was really interesting, and I don't know what this was about because I looked it up. He was born on Halloween. Okay, go down the rabbit with me for a second. Mm-hmm. He was born on Halloween. He's notoriously a very dark presence, much like myself. Like I understand.
Okay.
And I get that fully. But I was like, there's something happening in this room right now because most of the night my phone could not focus on him. Like, and we were close. The band,
really?
Yeah, the band got us in. They gave us our tickets. We were very good tickets. We were
Thank
right
you.
there.
You noticed
so much.
Yeah, thank you, Sumerian Records, everyone there. But you notice where our seats were, we were by like that walkway, so no one could sit in front of us. We had a clear view the whole time.
Crystal clear view.
Yeah.
And sitting down even, we were just like, it was right there.
Yeah.
But the whole night, I kept like forcing my phone to focus.
Mm-hmm.
And it was wild. Like my phone's not old. Like it was having such a hard time. But like, I think the graphics that they use, which is all super creepy. It's like a live performance of like a Stranger Things vibe. Like it's like wild. But also like there's so much fog and there's so much going on and everything is red. Like that whole first act is like all red that like, it's almost like you're sitting in a red fog. It's fucking cool. Like, excuse my language, but it is a cool experience.
Yeah, it was just really cool. Just it's amazing. Like they're blowing up right now. There's their first arena tour.
Yeah.
Just how much they've grown in the last just 2 years alone. Just the TikTok stuff and just
it's obvious why though. It's obvious.
Yeah,
like, you have to see that to experience it.
But yeah, the fact that incorporate metalcore with like pop and melody and electronic music, it's amazing what they're doing right now. Like Bring Me the Horizon, I think kind of laid the foundation, and Bad Omens is taken to another level. Really awesome
stuff. Very intimate for an arena show. And by the way, I have to watch myself because I got to give away my tickets. I missed President because we were in traffic and parking and everything. So I missed them and I was bummed. But they are actually coming back. They just announced a new show at UC Theater, which is going to be great. So I'll catch them there. But Beartooth really got my attention too. I had not seen Beartooth. I was super impressed with the lead singer. At the end of their set, he literally he threw the microphone behind him and he stood.
Caleb
almost brings me to tears. I want to talk to them. He stood on the edge of the stage and yelled without a microphone, like yelled out to people and connected with them. And Jay and I talked about this as we were driving home. It was a way of making an arena feel like this big. Feel like you were in a room the size of the bottom of the hill. It was like, because you had to lean in to hear him. You know, but you could, and you felt him trying to connect. You felt what that meant to him. That was the last show of the tour. He wanted to go out without a voice, he said. And I was super impressed with his performance style. Really cool.
Absolutely. Yeah. And I totally agree. I would love to talk to them or to Caleb about that. And just, you know, he's gone through a lot recently, you know, mental health. He's been very vocal about that. I think there's a lot of powerful stuff we can talk to him about. But yeah, Bad Omens, would love to talk to them at some point. Hopefully they have a new album in the works soon. I know they've been dropping a lot of singles the last few months, but like hopefully this leads to a full album that we can talk to. So much to talk about with them and Noah and just the creativity process and just what the band's representing. Like I said, the merch was cool. The pop-up store in Lake Merritt area of Oakland, I went over there to get some stuff. And then that's cool. Yeah, no, I'm looking actually I'm looking at eBay right now for the tote bag. That was the one thing couldn't get. I need to get that or want to get that.
Their fans are rabid for sure. I mean, and that was obvious, you know, like people were very stoked. It was a very, very happy crowd to see them. I'm excited because, you know, that's all good for rock. It's all good for the future of everybody. And it was an experience. I was glad to be there. I was glad to be in the room.
Yeah, absolutely. So things are going good. I think, you know, what we do with Bone Breakers, the right time for a show like that to exist, the connections we're making, you know, Bay Area rock in general is in a good spot and just embracing all that. And, you know, we have other ideas we want to do at some point. So no, it's things are going good for us, you and I and everything. So, you know,
the Marvel universe.
Yes, the Marvel universe. But you're right. DC
That's an inside joke.
Sorry, DC is building up their own universe as well, a new one. So technically that is true too. But
was that in a private conversation or was that on a podcast? I don't even remember.
Well, okay, so you and I were talking about that, but then I realized you set it up on the latest episode of Soundwaves TV. I heard you say it there.
Oh, okay.
You said it. It was the beginning intro. I know that was taped a long time ago, but
well,
Well, also, there's no separation. This is proof. Oh, I gotta go. This is proof that there's no separation between personal and private life. I mean, personal and public life. There is, you know what I mean? Like, we have so many private conversations that end up as podcasts or end up as content on the air. And so I can never keep it separate. So there you go. It is what it is. Okay. I have to go give away my tickets. I have Our Lady Peace this week, as well as Weezer. Plus, we are giving away a trip to Vegas. We're sticking with Vegas. It's a Vegas theme to see AC/DC this week. So that's going to be super, super. Dan, finally, Thomas, where have you guys been? Where have you been? You're going to have to go back and watch the whole damn thing all
They're
over
hanging out
again.
Together.
Of course they were. I love you guys. It's awesome. Unfortunately, we got to go. But thank you guys for being here so much. As always, working. That is no excuse.
No excuses.
No excuses. I know you got like a big promotion and congratulations and whatnot, but you still need to be here every Monday morning, sir. Come on. You got to do work. Yeah.
That's for Thomas.
Thomas, you can tell your boss Piho that I said so. All right, you guys. We love you. Have a great week.
Bye, guys. Thank you. Bye.